I had never experienced getting a new car. Everyone, it's Carson Steve Graham. Welcome back to Financial Tea. And today, I don't really have an episode number for this. It's just story time. It's crazy when you start to think about a new car. It's almost like your old car starts to feel some type of way. Or have you ever been in a situation where your car is starting to show some signs of trouble, or you spent so much money and it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to get ready to fix this big time, or it's time to go ahead and get a new car. I remember it like it was yesterday. I had a 2006 Volkswagen Jetta. It was blue, and I actually plastic dipped it and everything before I sold it. But anyways, so I wanted the Mustang, right? I mean, gosh, I don't know if you guys are like me, I love muscle cars, okay? But that Mustang, there's just something about it. Back in 2016, I had made up my mind that, okay, my car was doing this weird thing. And then I tried to start it and like it didn't want to start. Well, it would start, but it would struggle. Like, it was like, it would try to shut off. So of course, like most of us may not already know this, but I gave it a little bit of gas and it started up. Long story short, it would just get worse and worse every time I would go get gas. Okay, so I found out it was like the fuel pump or something that had to be replaced. But at that point, I was just like, okay, you know what? It is time to get rid of this car. All the cars I've always had were used, right? Nothing's wrong with a used car. I think my Jetta got at 50,000 miles. It was 2006. And then in 2007, before that, my first car was a Jetta as well. It was a 2002. And man, I thought that was some really cool car. So it's like time is of the essence, because you already know the last thing we need is for your car to just crap out on you when you need to go somewhere. I wanted to get a newer car and get exactly what I wanted. So I strongly believe in vision boards, and I had been using them and I hadn't been taking it as serious at that time. But I do remember printing out the one that I wanted. So I did some research. The Mustang has over 6 models. The Fast Track, the Premium, the V6, the Eco. It's so many models. So I narrowed it down. I figured out what were the things that I wanted in my next car. I said I knew I wanted the Mustang. I didn't want to have. I wanted leather seats again. I didn't want tan because it's hard to keep it clean. And so I had this checklist. I knew what I wanted. I knew I wanted the Mustang. I knew I wanted a black car. To the Ford dealership, and this was in Broward. And walked in there. I don't even think anybody helped me right off the bat. Which, by the way, that's rule number 1. I don't even do business anywhere. Usually give a time clock. I usually look at my watch if I have it, or if my phone, and I tend to give them about 5 to 6 minutes. If you're not greeting me by that time, I'm out the door. But that's now. That's not back then. You don't always know your worth when you're new to the market, or you're new to ever walking into a dealership, right? Some of us have never experienced that. I had never experienced getting a new car. I went for a test drive, and man, woof! I was just like, the Mustang just changed my life. I mean, I was just like, the experience of just, it was leather seats, and it was perfect, and the way it handled, and just so much power. It was just awesome experience. A little frightening at the same time too, because I had never been in a muscle car before. That was the closest to a muscle car I ever had. So sat down, and before we ever went any numbers, or before he even ran my credit or anything like that, at this time, I didn't know anything about how to negotiate. I didn't know how. I didn't even know, any credits or any. I didn't know as much stuff as I know now. But I'm just sharing this story because it's so important to know. Have Credit Karma, and I told him, yeah, I have a. I think I'm at a 680 or something. This guy flat out told me, oh no, you're not gonna be able to get this car. You're gonna need a 750 credit score or higher. First what I would do is get your credit fixed, and it's gonna take you 2 to 3 years. And I'm sorry, man. And that was it. I was out of his office. You feel down, man. I mean, I felt defeated, right? It was almost like, well, dang. I mean, that's it. And then I'm like, on their website it says 650 or above is minimum for Ford credit, right? So yeah, it sucked, right? Because I knew I needed a car. I needed another car. Number two, I had my mind set on it. And number three, I was ready to go. I really wanted this car. Happened. I think I just kind of said forget about it, because I came there for information, and this guy just shot me down. The worst thing a person could say is no to me, because it fuels me. So what did I do? After that situation, I got really, really serious about my vision board and credit. It really stung, right? For someone to tell me, dang, it's just like my heart dropped. You know, the moment he says it's going to take me 2 to 3 years to get my credit score higher. And from that day on, I took it very serious about credit, and not just to improve my score, but to no longer take information from people that is going to take me away from what I'm trying to accomplish. And what I'm saying is, if a person just flat out tells you without running your credit score, without talking about numbers like in detail, and they're denying you without even a credit application, that to me is a problem. I really got to work, and I was able to, I challenged myself. I had fun. When I really learned about the credit game, I really had fun with it, because I started to challenge myself. I was like, this guy said I couldn't even do 30 points. Because I asked him once if I go 20 points. He's like, that would take you a year. And he's like, that would take you 2 years. So I challenged myself. I had fun with that. I learned as much. I learned how to get dispute letters. I learned how to boost up my score. I learned I was supposed to have a minimum amount of accounts, a whole bunch of stuff. And I had fun with it. And the same guy that denied me, kid you not, I was able to increase my score within 2 weeks from the amount of points that he said it would take me 2 to 3 years to do. So you guys know what I did, right? My next thing was, I wasn't going to go back to the Ford dealership. I was now going to do business somewhere else. All because this guy gave me the runaround. Whether you got denied for a car, a credit card, a home loan, whatever it is, you take those lessons, you learn from them, you try again. Don't give up. I ended up holding on to that car for like another eight months or so. The one thing I love about is negotiating deals, especially with cars, right? Because I've gone through financing and I've gone through leasing. So you guys stay tuned for that. I'm definitely going to talk about that. Powerful part that happened. And man, it gives me, I'm getting a little bit of chills right now, because I remember my vision board. It's not as nice as how I am now. Dollar store, and I got a cardboard, whatever, and I put little things of what I wanted, I envisioned. I kid you not, I looked at my vision board, and that same black Mustang was on there. It was a convertible, premium, with the leather seats. I kid you not. The same exact Mustang, even the rims. Even me personally, going from a situation where I was living paycheck to paycheck, trying to stretch $20 in a week. Different when you can see yourself grow to the potential, or to get the things in life, one, you deserve, but two, to envision stuff that you didn't even think could happen. This video, if you've gone through this situation, like, you know what I'm saying, like you've had car trouble, you tried to get a car, you got denied, you know, but I'm here to hopefully, one, encourage, but two, just to have a real conversation that I know what it's like, man. I had a good time talking about this story. Watch, comment, subscribe. And again, this is Financial T. Stay rejuvenated.